Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Verbal Teacup. And I'm Meenakshi Upadhyay Sharma. And as you know, I had promised you that for that, I will be doing poems for you. So here is my first poem for you. Now, basically, what I'm going to be doing here is that I'm going to be talking about different types of poems and the poems that you could, use for your understanding and to especially for the case of Zat here. So I'm talking about a sonnet. All right. And here, for the case of sonnet, we are talking about now uh, a 14-line poem. So basically, a sonnet is a 14-line poem and it has a fixed rhyme scheme, meaning the sentences, the first, second, third, fourth sentences, they rhyme with each other in a typical pattern. So the sonnets use a particular meter, that is the stressed and the unstressed syllables, and they were invented by Italian poet. Okay, so now the sonnet basically means a little song. So the most important type of sonnet is the Petrarchan, that is the Italian form of a sonnet. And that is, as I told you, each sonnet is a 14-line poem, and there are two types of sonnets. So the Italian Petrarchan sonnet is basically having a first group of 8 lines, which is called as an octave, followed by sestet, which is a group of 6 lines. And usually the octave introduces a problem, and the sestet, the next 6 line, provide the solution of the problem. Okay. So here there is an Italian sonnet written by William Wordsworth, and again it's in English, but it's in Old English. So he talks about Milton, John Milton, and he said, thou should be living at this hour, means you should be alive at this hour. English hath need of thee, England hath need of thee. So England needs you. She is a friend. So English is in a problem of stagnant water, altar, sword, and pen. Now if you see this fen and pen, they are rhyming with each other. So that is B and B are rhyming. And hour and fireside, the heroic wealth of hall and bower. So bower is the bushes. So here we are saying that England is in need of, as William Wordsworth is saying, that Milton is obviously somebody who is considered here as like a savior for England. And William Wordsworth is saying that England needs you, Milton, and you should have been alive. And because England has, there is a degradation in England of stagnant waters. So stagnant water is symbolic again. Altar, sword, and what kind of waters have stagnated? Altar. Altar is related to the church, means religion. The sword means the honor, the honesty, and pen, even literature. So in all ways, there has been stagnation. All right. So I would want you to be reading this poem and try to decode it. All right. And then let's move on. And so here the first 8 lines are talking about that. And then the next 6 lines, thy soul was like a star. So now he's giving the solution how Milton can actually save the soul. And dwelt apart, thou hast a voice whose sound was like the sea, and pure as naked heavens, majestic and free. So here sea and free are again rhyming. And as you see, it's talking about the goodness of Milton and how he can revive the lost glory of England. Okay. And then we talk about the Shakespearean sonnet. And basically, Shakespeare wrote a lot of sonnets, and therefore, so here the rhyme scheme, as you know, is A B A B C D C D, and so the first and third and second and fourth, they keep rhyming with each other. Shall I compare thee? Now this is written again in Old English. So comparison, thee means you. So shall I compare you to a summer's day? Thou art, and thou also means you. So thou art more lovely and more temperate. So temperate means the summer is hot and temperate day is more cool. And rough winds do shake the darling buds of May. So day and May. Okay, and summer's leaves hath all too short a date. Sometimes too hot the eye of heaven shines, and often it is his gold complexion dimmed. So again, it's talking about how the poet is comparing maybe somebody, his person he loves, to the summer's day or a more temperate day, and that's what he's trying to decide. So again, please do go through this poem, and just showing it here for you. You can even Google it. And then there's this very famous poem called as the Ozymandias. So I met a traveler from an antique land who said, two vast and trunkless legs of stone. Now you see, it is talking about a statue, that there he just found two legs of stone. Trunkless means without the upper part. Stand in the desert near them on the sand, and in the desert, these two legs are standing without the upper part, and in the desert near it, in the sand, is near them, meaning near the two legs, half sunk and shattered visage. So the visage, the face lies. So the face, the body of the person, whose frown and wrinkled lip and sneer of cold command. Now the face has a very, very strong look, frowning look, and wrinkled lip. So lip is not smiling. And sneer of cold command means he's in a very commanding position, means a very proud and negatively kind of a proud. Tell that sculptor well whose passions read. So here it's talking about the person who has sculpted, means created the statue, has understood the feelings, the passions of the person whom he had created, which yet survives stamped on these lifeless things. So this feeling, the the kind of the personality of the person is still there in the lifeless statue, the hand that mocked them and the heart that fed. So here the sculptor has actually talked about, he has shown the characteristics of the man in the statue, and on the pedestal and on the board, below the stand on which the sculptor was there, these words appear. My name is Ozymandias, King of Kings, and here is, the glory of the King of King Ozymandias, and it's talking about, obviously showing how proud he is. Look on my works, ye mighty and despair. And Ozymandias is talking about himself, that look how I am strong, and all you other people who think you are strong, just despair, means I am the strongest of all. So you should be jealous of me. Nothing beside. And then we see that everything is destroyed. So Ozymandias is talking about his greatness, and those are the two lines within his and below his statue. But actually next to his statue nothing has remained. Around the decay of that colossal wreck, wreck is the destruction, colossal means very huge, boundless and bare, the lone and level strand, so only the sands are stretching, everything is destroyed. And that is what, so here P.B. Shelley's poem Ozymandias basically examines the passing of time, and how even great kings and people who try to show that they are very great, they fall into dust or the desert wind. So this was again a sonnet, again a 14-line poem. And so I hope these three poems have kind of clarified the sonnet concept, and please read them and try to understand them. This all of them are written in the old English format, so you can just read the explanation from Wikipedia or Spark Notes. They are good places, and I'll come back again very soon, maybe most probably tomorrow, with a new poem and analyze it for you. All right, so thank you very much, and I'll end the session now. So please subscribe to the Verbal Teacup, and we'll be learning many new things. After the poem, I'll again come back to the philosophy reading that I had started for you. So please like, subscribe, and comment. Thank you very much. Take care, all of you. Bye-bye. Good night.